wanted 10 of those kind of scenes or even 5 of those kind of powerful scenes to just go crazy in the theater and just crazily experience those goosebumps. That does not happen. Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. We are finally at the time that Marakkar, Lion of the Arabian Sea, Arabikadalinte Simham has released in theaters. People are flocking to the theaters to watch it. The most awaited film in the history of the Malayalam film industry, starring the one and only Lalitan, directed by Priyadarshan and so many other supporting actors from various industries. And finally, I watched the movie. It was a much awaited film, like for yourselves, for me as well. And I'm just happy that I finally got to watch the film as soon as possible and enjoy it as much as possible for what it is. So today we're going to discuss if this movie lived up to expectations or not, and what was good, what could have been better. So let's start directly by looking at the film as a whole. Marakkar, for the most part, is definitely something that works. Now, what I mean by that is many people might have had different interpretations of the trailer of what to expect from this film and what kind of a film to expect. For my personal expectations, 70% of this film absolutely worked. It was thoroughly entertaining, engaging, kept me hooked as an audience, kept me entertained. The VFX worked out extremely well. The action sequences, for the most part, worked out very well. The performances across the board, especially other than Mohanlal, especially by all the other actors, was so good, so natural. And it was very nice to see all of them actually get interesting roles and characters that were well etched out, as opposed to a blink and miss sort of a appearance. It is also very, very pleasing to watch so many great supporting characters come together in one movie. So really, every performance in the film worked. Nothing more could have been expected on the performance front. 30% of the movie that personally did not work for me was the ending 30%. So really, the first half was outstanding, just an amazing feeling, like ending the first half on that particular note. If you watched, you know. And then the second half goes into a particular territory that is still very much enjoyable and very much entertaining. However, the last 30% escaped me. I sort of lost the plot for a second. I lost the purpose of the film for a second. I also was not feeling as engaged by the screenplay at that point. This could be because the movie is a little too long and it consumed a lot of our energy by the time it got there. But I honestly could not care about that last action sequence, the big action sequence. By the time that started, I would say I was already sort of checked out of the film mentally, and I was just waiting for something interesting on a story perspective to happen. Not just that, but what you would think was the ending action sequence actually continues even further with a sort of post-war sequence, I would call it, and a post-war sort of storyline of 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That was excessive for me to watch, and it just then felt like the movie is not ending, and like we are having all these things going on that I cannot care at this point what happens. So the movie failed to engage me after the first, I would say, 70% of the film. This 70%, the pivotal aspect that I'm talking about, was pretty much after the interesting sequence between Arjun, Keerthy Suresh, Ashok Selvan. When you watch the movie, you will know. After that particular point, I sort of started losing track of the movie. However, the background music is outstanding, incredible. I loved it. The songs are all very good. It blends extremely well in the movie, and I was not feeling like this is an extra song or anything. I really loved all the tunes. As I said, the performances were great. The storytelling for the most part works out. However, this is not a massy film. This is just a period film that stays true to what it wants to tell. Sure, it does not tell it in the best way possible. It could have done things better. But if you had massy expectations and you wanted at least 10 whistling clapping moments where it's very very powerful, you know, sort of like the Bahubali scene where he cuts off that guy's head in the middle of the court. If you wanted 10 of those kind of scenes, or even 5 of those kind of powerful scenes to just go crazy in the theater and just crazily experience those goosebumps, that does not happen. The one scene that I really loved in terms of this applause worthy moment was the entry of Mohanlal in the movie, which is fairly later because Pranav Mohanlal has a significant role to play. So that entry itself was electrifying and I loved it. But other than that, there were barely any such moments, which I think takes away from the purpose of making such a film. But that's the choice the director made, and that's the choice the writer made, and that's the choice they went with. And unfortunately, I think that is going to damage the impact of the film for many people that were waiting for this biggest ever Malayalam film that is in the territory of action entertainment and historic period drama. They're going to miss out. They would like to have had that kind of energy. So definitely they could have worked harder on making some of the scenes more electrifying. With performances that good by people like Ashok Selvan, Arjun, Suniel Shetty, Nedumudi sir, Babu Raj, everyone, you know, with good performances, electrifying moments could have been created many times and it could have been there. But however, it just seemed like they missed the boat on it or made a decision creatively that wanted to be different. I don't know if that really worked out. Overall, Marakkar, definitely watch it. Do not listen to these excessive negative reviews that are coming out. Do not listen to any confusion around it. We all have the right to watch it, and I think this is definitely something you should watch. You will thoroughly love the first half. It's got so much good content, so much engaging screenplay. It's got an amazing Pranav Mohanlal in there. It's got Mohanlal's entry and a good sequence on the sea, the ocean, the ships. It's got a lot of ups and downs and character development that really works. And then in the second half, more of you might expect the movie to escalate and go higher from there. However, it does stay plateaued and dips a little and not going in the direction that it should have. So there might be some natural disappointment there, but that does not mean that this movie, you know, should be skipped or is a disaster or any such thing. I think it is a fair movie. We all expected the moon. We all wanted much more from it. We will still want much more from it. But do go and watch it. I think this is a very fair 3-star movie. Nothing that is going to create any kind of cult status or anything. Nothing that's going to, you know, I don't know why it got the national award. I don't know why it got the state award, other than the technical aspects, costumes, etc. Fantastic. Other than that, you know, as a movie, I don't know why it got those awards or why it should get an award or stuff like that. But must watch. You have to watch it. If you watched both the Bahubalis, if you watched Saira Narasimha Reddy, if you're planning to watch Ponniyin Selvan, if you're going to watch all these period dramas, Marakkar from the Malayalam film industry, must watch. Go check it out. Leave your comments below if you've already watched it. Leave your comments if you want to watch it after this review and come back and leave your comments on what you thought, whether you agree, disagree, what you thought could have been better. And keep watching for much more. Like this video, share, subscribe, take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys soon.